I'm sure you've often wished for an easy way to style the first or last element in a list, or maybe the first paragraph in a page, without the need to add a class or ID to your HTML markup. CSS3 has the perfect answer: the first of type, last of type, and only of type pseudo-classes. As the name suggests, they target the first, last, or only instance of a particular element within a parent element. For example, if you have several divs or section elements on a page, you could use p first of type to target the first paragraph in each one. In the page that I've got open here, I've created an unordered list and used CSS to turn it into a navigation bar. Let's just switch to the style sheet. The styles are fairly standard, but what I would like to do is to add rounded corners to the first and last buttons in this navigation bar. So what I need to do is to target the first list element and the last list element. So I'll create my style rule here, nav li colon first hyphen of hyphen type. And I need to apply the border radius to the links within the list items, so I need to add a at the end there, and then define the border radius. Border radius. Now when you do the shorthand for border radius, it starts at the top left hand corner and goes clockwise, so I need 12 pixels at the top left, 0 at the top right, 0 at the bottom right, and 12 pixels at the bottom left. Now, normally you should also use the vendor-specific prefix for border radius. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm not going to bother. And just switch on live view, and you can see we've got nice rounded corners, and it only affects the first list element because it's the first of type pseudo class. So I can do the same at the other end. To save time, I'm going to just copy that and paste and change first of type to last of type, and the border radius needs to be the other way round. So we start with 0 and we end with 0. There we are. First and last have been done. Now you may not be able to see it clearly, but there is actually a white border on the right side of each list element, and it's making a little bit of a mess there. So I also need to add border right none, and that little artifact has now disappeared from the end of there. And to demonstrate the only of type pseudo class, let's just have a quick look at the HTML source code. These first two paragraphs are in a div. So the final paragraph is within the body. It does have siblings, but the only sibling that it's got is the unordered list. So the paragraph has no siblings of the same type. So I can use the only of type pseudo class to affect that particular paragraph. So p only hyphen of type. And we'll do font variant, small caps. And you can see that it's affected that particular paragraph because it's the only paragraph of its type within the body, which is its parent element. So there you are, the first of type, last of type, and only of type pseudoclasses which have been introduced in CSS3. They're supported by the latest versions of all browsers, and Internet Explorer 9 also supports them.